Hi Capricorn, it's JJ. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. To all my new subscribers, I'm J Deviance J or JJ, and this is a forecast for Capricorn in March 2017. So first of all, I hope that you've all had a wonderful February. It was a bit of a difficult month for many of us, a very tense month of lots of changes happening for many people, and March is going to be rather interesting in a different way. Let's talk a little bit about Venus Retrograde. I should have done this with the other signs as well, the first 3 signs I uploaded for this month, but Venus being retrograde wasn't the first thing on my mind for those signs. I encourage you to look at the Pisces video this month. I think I'm going to make it a habit to encourage other zodiac signs to view the sign in which the sun is present for the month. So sun is in Pisces, and sun being in Pisces is very important for everyone else in the zodiac because it talks about the heart, our house of karma, the unknown, mystery. And when we talk about karma, we talk about resolving issues that are very important to us, because here we dive into really learning lessons and our purpose. And of course, purpose is linked to career very strongly for Capricorn, for the earth signs in general. So Capricorn, Venus is retrograde in your 4th house, and that relates to the home, family, shared living expenses, shared properties, shared material objects. And this might mean when Venus is retrograde anyway, to begin with, then you can encounter people from your past coming in, even simply to say hi. Romantic partners, ex-partners, curious as to whether or not you've really moved on. That was a slip, sorry. Whether you've moved on or not, simply checking up. Ex-flings coming back as well. So what I mean by that is like you might just randomly hook up with an ex, for instance. Actually, when Venus is retrograde and it comes to romantic situations, there's no real harm in going back to people that you're already familiar with, people you've already been in a relationship with, because you don't run a risk of anything going too wrong, because you already know what you're capable of experiencing with this person. You don't have to learn them from scratch. You've already probably butt heads in the past anyway. There must be a reason why you're no longer together, correct? Whereas when Venus is retrograde, for new couples, for people who are getting introduced to new people, interested in new people, I wouldn't advise coming into a new relationship while Venus is retrograde. Venus will be retrograde in a few days, on the 4th. I believe it will start on the 4th, and it will go on for the whole month of March. And you always want to leave room before a planet goes retrograde to begin with. So I would start being cautious of my romantic endeavors now, and remain cautious until at least a week after March, and as we enter Aries. When I say this because we will be concluding our astrological year in Pisces, and of course beginning in Aries very soon. Uranus, Venus, and is it Mars is also in Aries, but at the time being, I've taken notes of the astrology. That's why I'm glancing to my left here. what else can we say about the astrology this month? I'm going to also bring down the screen so that you see which cards are popping out as I shuffle, all right? I know that my Capricorn viewers like that more than my other viewers. All right, so what else can we say about the astrology this month for Capricorn? Let's see. So in terms of your career, the influence that Jupiter is having on you is that, like, you know, Jupiter is extremely expansive. So you're going to have this feeling like you want to take on large scale projects. So you might even encounter opportunities to do this when it comes to your career. Be offered it currently in your job, or even as a freelancer, be approached to do something rather unexpectedly larger than your average project. However, paradoxically speaking, because of Venus's influence right now, Venus, it rules your house of career, it leaves you feeling extremely reticent to do this, and you end up holding back. And if anything, if needing to assess the details of this offer that's come your way. There's a lot of hesitance I'm getting now with the cards as I'm shuffling. It's really interesting. They're not coming out as easily as with other signs, but the ones that are coming out are actually popping out that I'm noticing. But there's this, like, sort of this veil of hesitance and reticence in general as it pertains to work this month, which is interesting because, you know, like the last card that popped up while we were discussing career right now is this Eight of Pentacles. I'm just gonna, yeah, all right, there we go. This Eight of Pentacles in reverse here. Eight of Pentacles discusses hard work, and when it's in the reverse, then there's no wow, there's no surprise, you know, that you are hesitant to put in as much effort as would be needed to be successful on a large scale career-wise. However, this is, you know, on the 10th of the month, when it's not necessarily, you know, your financial stability also, when we pair it together with career, is you're not going to feel so hot about that. You might, you know, encounter some surprises when it comes to expenditure. We have the Six of Pentacles here, but things are going to get better after the 20th of March, financially speaking, for you. Again, probably more if you are a freelancer. When the Empress comes out, and the Empress is here, to me, the Empress really talks about someone who has truly established themselves and who've come into their own power this way. Wow. All right. We have, okay. All right. All right. We're going to listen to all the cards that have flipped. This came out first. Okay. So when it comes to money and finances and career, please watch out for certain judgments that will come your way. What I mean by this is, if you do get the privilege to take on a project, now speaking of judgment, all right, if you have the opportunity to take on a project and whoever presents you with this opportunity believes that you are privileged to have to come across such an opportunity, don't be surprised then if you are faced with judgment because of your reticence to move forward, because you feel held back. And it's an inexplicable feeling. I can't tell you where this is coming from. All I can say is that this is mostly Venus retrograde's influence on you right now that is just, butting heads with Jupiter's attempt to expand the situation for you and tell you, hey, listen, we're presenting you with an opportunity to be rather lucky here. Why aren't you taking it? And you're like, well, Venus is retrograde, and for some reason I have to watch out, and my parents or my family have a hold on me right now. And I just don't want to receive the brunt of things. I don't want to get involved in any drama. I'd like to stay away from that. We would understand, of course, if this were the case. This is, at least, from the 10th till the 20th, I would say, is when you're going to feel the most susceptible to this sort of weakness occurring. Okay. Again, another, paradoxical effect I want to talk about is that also around about the 10th, I thought I wrote this down. I guess not. Oh dear. All right. What I wanted to say is that around about the 10th, you might receive this burst of enthusiasm to pursue something romantic, because you'll be feeling rather intense. You might even get lucky in the department of love, perhaps, with someone that you've had a long time crush over. Because again, don't be so surprised if people you already know come creeping back into your life, and they may be people you haven't spoken to in a while. I have the Ace of Cups here, so there is an abundance of love that's already come your way. It just may have not manifested as evidently in the past, but there is an indication here also, with this Three of Cups, that it will take effect soon. It's just that you're going to get distracted with work and finance and career mid-month, somewhere along mid-month, that you'll feel the need to put all romantic things on hold. And anyway, I encourage you to put romantic things on hold so long as Venus is retrograde at the moment. If you want to have some fun, go ahead and have some fun. But if you're genuinely interested in someone, put it off. Because there's this nasty tendency for all things romantic to come crashing down as a result of Venus retrograde. Even if it feels good and it's a spur of the moment thing, and you're like, yeah, I really see this going somewhere. No, it just, unfortunately, that's just not how things work when Venus is retrograde. So you want to watch out here. We want, pay attention really to judgment in the work domain. Again, I repeat myself here. Not feeling motivated to take on tasks at the moment, and that, being the core judgment point we're talking about here. It's not that you don't have what it takes. You most certainly do have what it takes, but you're going to hold yourself back. And if you don't hold yourself back, you will encounter some form of someone stopping you in your tracks in terms of family, reminding you to watch your expenses, and reminding you to be a bit more cautious, so you will be butting heads between like these career people saying go for it and family saying don't go for it, business partners saying I expected more out of you, but you feeling the need to be a bit more cautious, and that's entirely your right. Don't fall into illusions. Someone else got this card. It may have been Pisces who got this card, but I tell you as well, do not fall into any traps and any illusions. Do not be emotionally manipulated by anyone in your surroundings, particularly as it pertains to a business partner. I can't emphasize this enough. I'm getting a very strong feeling that if you are going to be manipulated by anyone, it is going to be someone within the workplace or someone you work with, even if these are people who are considered like your friends, let's say friends with your colleagues, so you've developed a more personal relationship with them, which is likely, especially because this person is emotionally intelligent and knows how to, let's say, push your buttons the right way. They also know how to push your buttons the wrong way. Don't become a victim of any, guilt tripping, is what I'm going to say. Human capital is really important, of course, but not at the expense of sacrificing your intuition. If it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. You're entitled to decline an offer, right? So, but be respectful about it, of course. So, by the end of the month, it will be a bit easier for you to take on riskier ventures and to act a bit more like the fool here. The tension that you experience mid-month is going to slowly wane. You'll feel more capable of manifesting again this Ace of Cups that's popped up here. That kind of gets delayed for a while, but it comes back into the picture way later on after you resolve these issues in your career and possibly your finances. You'll feel more inclined and prepared to go out, have some fun, be a bit more like the fool, feel like, you know, you have you've rejuvenated the capacity to take on riskier ventures, and even, you know, go back to school if you want to go back to school, if this is what we're talking about here. Cool. So that was a bit of a sped up reading. I didn't do that on purpose, but it's funny because I was just on chat talking to another fellow awesome tarot reader, Varush, and I was asking about channeling, you know, because it's not really a topic that's that I've read up on in such depth, but I wonder, you know, sometimes when it is that I'm channeling or not. And I have an idea, of course, of like when I feel more connected to my surroundings as an empath, and I feel more connected to the cards that way. That is why it takes me sometimes a lot of time to bring you these readings, for which I apologize. But again, I like to prioritize accuracy over anything else. And so if it doesn't feel right, I'm not going to do it. I say this to all my viewers. So there are times where I feel a lot more connected when I'm meditating, and sometimes I meditate for an hour, and I feel like nothing is coming to me, and I'm far too distracted and biased by my own personal feelings or things happening in my own life, because like I'm human, right? So sometimes I have to put things on hold. But this happens to be one of those readings, by the way, where I do feel very, very connected. I get certain signals I'm not going to go into so much detail about that kind of confirm and affirm these things, and it's kind of like giving me a green signal to like go. And then I feel like I have a short window where I deliver these messages through the cards, and that's why sometimes words just jump out of my mouth like that. Anyway, the shorter the reading, the better for you. you being hard workers probably have a lot on your plate and can't spend all day or night on YouTube. So, Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please give me a thumbs up. Your thumbs ups, your shares, your subscribes are all deeply, deeply appreciated and will help this channel grow significantly. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate all your comments. If you have any inquiries, feel free to leave me a comment. I will let you know how to get in touch with me. I'm not the kind that just leaves my email address around, but I will provide you with a link that will take you straight to my inbox if you're like interested in a private reading or anything like that. Alright guys, so I wish you a very successful March 2017, and I hope to talk to you very, very soon. Take care. Ciao. Bye.